People always tell me, like, hey, man, move to Florida, move to Nevada. There's no state income tax. And I'm thinking, yeah, man, for 10% I save, I can live for free, literally for free, based upon my income. Knock on wood, I'm very fortunate. But I was like, when you're making that kind of money where 10% can pay for your living expenses, your housing, whatever, you've been making too much money to worry about money. I don't need to be a billionaire. You know what I'm saying? When you make money, you know, people try to like be too cheap on shit. And there's certain things in life you should not be cheap about, such as your happiness, guys. I'm not talking about buying cars and shit. I'm just like every single day. This is what I'm looking at, you know what I'm saying? And so I'm paying more. I'm paying 10% taxes, 12% taxes, whatever the hell it is, to live in this area. And it's worth it to me. The guys are trying to, you know, move to Puerto Rico. I mean, I don't blame those guys. I mean, fuck, dude. I'm fucking saving hundreds of thousands a year in taxes. It'd fucking be great. But, I mean, shit, man. I get to enjoy this every single day. You know what I'm saying? So, happiness is worth it to me. It's also because I'm older now. But maybe if I was like 20-something years old, I'd put in a few years over there, try to save money on taxes. But don't worry, guys, if you guys are not making money like you think, but there's all these other benefits that you're doing. You're living in Florida. You're living in great weather. You're living in a rural town with a ton of trees and flowers. You know, look at this, man. I'm like by a fucking freeway. There's a 405 freeway over here. You know, so within this concrete jungle, at least I have a pond to enjoy. So, you know, this is what I wish I knew when I was younger. You know, happiness, you know, money is not going to make you happy. It's what you do with the money. Sometimes you just got to pay up and be happy, man. But anyways, I want to start this IG Live, guys. I took a day off yesterday because I was traveling here. But a couple of housekeeping stuff. Tosh is hosting an Arizona meetup. Completely free for everybody. Hey, Tosh, can you tell, you text your information, Tosh and Alex. When is it exactly again? Is it next Saturday, guys? Yeah, we're going to plan to do a Southern Cal one soon. I got to, like, move all my stuff in. I'm not ready yet. When is the Arizona meetup? I posted on my Twitter. It's on Alex and Tosh's Twitter. So check out our Twitter, guys. Completely free Arizona meetup, the 29th. Saturday the 29th, man. What time? What time, guys? I think it's for lunch. Please register. It's completely free. Go to that link, TinyCC, Arizona MIC. Now that the weather's a little better, we can probably start traveling and do more meetups. And Tosh and Joe, they're going to be there helping everybody. So it's going to be great, guys. All right. Anything else, Alex? So we have the meetup coming. I think we're at the last legs of our sale, too. So if you guys want join MIC, it's a great discount. Tosh, post your text number. So anybody that has any questions about trading, life, dating, whatever you need to talk about, Tosh is there. If you had a bad day, guys, and you want to talk about, Tosh is there. Text them. Tosh is going to give him your text. Don't call him, though. He's not going to respond because it's only text messages. But having a great day, you want to talk about it? Text Tosh. You having a bad day? You want to learn about it? Text Tosh. So Tosh is now opened up his text for everybody. Okay, guys? So text Tosh. So I want to talk about this, guys. I'll keep this short. I want to talk about things. So let's talk about first today, what I did today. So I took Friday, well, I worked Friday, and it was a 3-day holiday weekend, President's Day. And then yesterday, I took the day off. I was moving some stuff around. But anyways, so I didn't work for 4 days. So I knew myself that I have major FOMO. Dude, I woke up this morning so freaking early. I woke up at 4 a.m. panicking, thinking I was late. But I wasn't late. It's 4 a.m., right? And so I'm like, I jumped out of bed, brushed my teeth, did my routine. I knew I had major FOMO, guys. I mean, this always happens to me. I'm always like ready to, like, I got to do the makeup trade, right? the makeup trade is like, I missed yesterday, and I'm seeing people making money. They're making 5,000, 10,000, whatever it may be. So I'm having like anxiety, like the FOMO. I'm like, I should have traded yesterday. That could have been me. And so I knew that in myself. So I woke up and I made sure that I calmed down. I repeated to myself, I'm not going to have FOMO. So, you can wake up. And so part of your routine, you can start adding what we call affirmations, or just like, read over your rules. Maybe have a list of rules that you cannot break. Like zombie trade, not add a loser, things like that. Stop out, use hard stops. Wait for the outer lines, things like that. So maybe have a list of must-have rules, and maybe every day just repeat it. So I'm repeating in my head, FOMO, no FOMO. Slow your roll. Don't freaking, load the boat up too early to try to do this makeup trade. So I did great today. I traded, dude, it was just almost seems like stress-free, which it is. Because if you follow your process, which I did today, which whenever I follow my process, I am, very confident I will make money. It's when I deviate. So within, it was like probably half an hour to 45 minutes. I was up like almost $4,000. Trading small. I didn't locate much size of BLPH, maybe 3,000 shares. Stuff like that. So I didn't trade and I took it really easy, man. And I started scaling just 500 shares of BPLH, which is nothing, right? But it adds up on a stock like that moves 2 points. Dude, if you 3,000 shares, if you just did that at the open, thinking it's going to go down, you're dead. So you have to play the stock with the range. So I knew I had FOMO. I was just adding 500 and, dude, I made, $4,000. Just stress-free, stuck to my process, no big deal, right? Once again, another boring day, and I'm itching. I'm still itching, guys. Trust me, I have major anxiety right now. I'm like, damn, I could have made more money. These trades were perfect. Why didn't I size up? Why am I being a pussy? Why am I scared? Things like that, right? And so this leads me into this topic we're going to talk about. Things that I wish I knew when I first started out trading. Things that I wish I knew now that I could have told myself back then. Back then, I had no process. My goal back then was to bank. I wanted to be the guy that made the most money every day. That was the guy that's going to, I'm the man. I made a lot of money today. So my goal every day back then was, I came in thinking bank. And the result of that is very inconsistent trading. I'd be swinging up and down, big numbers, whatever. And I had in the back of my mind a cushion all the time because I'd be up and I'd lose it back. But my whole thing was like, I thought the goal was to bank, because that's what these gurus and all these guys on Twitter and social media, I made money at bank. But you never see the down days. I never post you the losses. So I'll give you an example. I had one of my best friends back then. I was trading, small caps and stuff, very small. I was making my consistent $500, $1,500 a day. This is way back then. And this guy would be swinging. This guy, mind you, he's not as an intelligent guy, but he had balls. He was very aggressive, and he was very slick, like slick. He tried to do tricks, whatever. So he was street smart, right? And so all of a sudden he started to make $10,000 a day, $20,000, $50,000 a day. And then he stopped talking to me. So I was, a consistent trader before. And then he kind of followed my footsteps, and then he just took it to the extreme. He became very good. He went on a crazy run. And so now he had a big bankroll. But he didn't realize that. So back then, he was like, I'm banking. But he would never tell people when he lost. He'd be up 50,000, and then the next day he would lose 30,000. It was very inconsistent trading. So back then, I was like, oh shit, this guy's dumber than me. And he's banking. So I stepped up my game, actually. So I give him credit because he helped me step up my game. So I started to increase my size because I was very consistent. I was scared. I was very scared because I was trading alone, guys. I didn't have any mentors and stuff like that. I was trading alone. And it's like, dude, back then, $500, $1,000 was a fucking solid fucking day. Every single day, right? And so he kind of like said, man, I could do this. So he inspired me to step up my game. Then I started making $1,500, $3,000 every day. Pretty much consistently every single day. And he would still be swinging 20,000 up and down. And then he started to lose. When his luck ran out, the way that he started trading, he had no process. He would just keep adding to a loser, and he got bailed out. He would just get bailed out, right? He was mostly a long side trader, long bias trader, and it was a bull market. When the bull market ended, nothing bounced, and that's why he went bankrupt. He went bankrupt, started driving an Uber. So that's the first lesson I wish I knew back then. But I didn't, because no one really told me. It was this: the goal is not to bank. The goal is to make consistent money with the least amount of risk, the least amount of stress as possible. I'm gonna repeat that again, guys. This is my goal. You can bank all you want, but take it from the guy. I've been training for 20 years. The goal is to make consistent money with the least amount of risk. That's the key, least amount of risk. He was making money, but it was very risky. High risk, high reward. And unless you have a big bankroll, you will get wiped out eventually. And that's what he did. He went all in on a stock because you know what? It worked all the time. It works all the time until it doesn't work anymore. And that's what happened. Kept adding to a loser. It has to bounce. It was Refco. I don't remember that stock. It went bankrupt. It's funny. It was a big stock. A big trading firm, Refco. You know, it went from a big cap company to a small cap to delister to pink sheets. And then all of a sudden I started trading the stock that bankrupted him. And I made a lot of money on that stock, by the way. But that stock bankrupted him. So the one major thing I wish I learned is consistency, process, to get a process. If you notice, MIC was the first people to talk about process on Twitter. I don't hear anybody talking about process. All they're talking about was, oh, I'm banking. They're showing theirs. They're talking about moving averages and all this crap. My whole thing was risk management, man. When I look back and I'm like, why am I still alive today? It's because my mentality as a conservative engineer, I was an engineer by school, by occupation. So as an engineer, we are very conservative, mathematical. We're building buildings and stuff, right? Building cars, building bridges. We cannot be aggressive in the design of it. We were always taught by nature to be conservative, to have an error. Everything you build has an error, a fudge factor, things like that. You have to take into consideration all these things. And so that has led me to a career where now I'm a risk management engineer. And that's what pretty much enabled me to stand before you today. Gone through many cycles of the market, from bull to bear, financial crisis, .com. I was trading back then too, the .com crash. I was at the end of the .com crash. So I didn't make money in the crazy .com bubble because I just started trading, and I caught the end of it. But I survived because, why? Risk management. I was the risk management engineer, right? And so that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Okay? It doesn't matter how much you make. It's how much you fucking keep. Okay, these guys are banking every day and they're projecting how much you're gonna make by the end of the year. That's how you fucking get killed, guys. Don't count your eggs, don't count your chickens before they're hatched, kind of shit, right? And so I take it day by day, guys. I don't get overly enthusiastic. It's like the Patriots, man. They fucking win every fucking game back then for a decade, right? And so when they score a touchdown, they're not celebrating. They've been here too many times. But when you see these guys always bragging and celebrating and stuff, it's like, dude, have you never had a win? Have you never had a winning day? It's like, so you notice the way I start twittering now, the tweets are very different back then. When I was young, I was having fun. I was making fun of the longs that got caught. Then I realized, man, the longs are also human. So you notice now, I don't make jokes about people who lose. That was the immature me. So, I apologize back in the day, but that kind of mentality was kind of messes me up as a trader. Because I always if you start making fun of people and joke like that, you become very arrogant. And so, to survive, I wanted to teach people the key, which is really, I'm a really humble guy. But once in a while, I do have my moments, right? Like everybody else. So that's what it is, man. So another thing that I wish I learned back then was to be humble. To be more humble, guys. Because back then, I didn't want to learn anything new. I thought I was the king. And, and then my sector kind of died. Like imagine if you only traded Bitcoin and you refuse to trade anything else. Now Bitcoin's dead, or marijuana stocks, you have to be always looking to adapt. And so my arrogance back then prevented me from trying to enter and trade, let's say, cryptocurrencies. I never traded cryptocurrency. I was happy trading my penny stocks, my small cap, whatever it was, right? But man, I could have crushed on crypto. I was just too arrogant. I was like, fuck these guys. What the fuck does millennials know anything about this shit? So it's kind of like me trading small caps, and the guys that are trading Tesla and Goldman Sachs and Apple are laughing at Alex and I. They're laughing. Why are these guys paying training stocks? They are not at my level. And that's what my friend did. The guy that went bankrupt. He was swinging like $50,000, $20,000 a day, and he went bankrupt. He was trading those big stocks, and he was laughing because I'm trading these penny stocks. But I was making that money consistently every day. And at the end of the year, I am always up more than him. Knock on wood. It's basically not you don't need to be banking. It's just you have to make sure that you are not, when you lose, you do not give back all of your gains. And that's what happens. You have to slowly level up, guys. So we talked about two things, okay? Things I wish I knew, right? It was consistency over banking, risk management, staying humble. Those, in my opinion, are the most thing. The hardest thing was to build a consistent process. When I started trading, I didn't know anything. I had to learn all these rules on my own. I didn't read no trading books. I was just kind of did on my own, right? And then in turn, I lost a lot of money too, guys, to learn these rules. Like the zombie rule, man, you wouldn't believe, I probably lost $500,000 at the minimum to learn this. You know what I'm saying? I'd be up holding these low flows and oh, there's no way this guy will come back. Then they come back, and what happens is you're like, no way, I'm arrogant, so I'm gonna add more, and then I lose. So these are the rules that we've created over years of trial and error to come up with the process to give you guys. And that's what you're paying for MIC for, man. People go, oh, well, you want to learn this stuff. It's like I've learned which indicators work for me and which ones do not. These other guys are trying to sell you 50,000 indicators, one indicator a week. I mean, what the fuck is this? I mean, indicator's not going to make you rich, guys. Seriously, it's just going to make you lose more money quicker. And then you'll blame the indicator. So I dumbed it down to the point where, dude, I only need my line chart. I only need my resistance, support, and pivot lines, things like that. So basically, when you join MIC, I'm not pumping MIC here, by the way. I'm just talking about process, okay? Things I wish I knew. Process was the most difficult thing to understand, because when you start trading, you don't understand even how to make money. And then when you become consistent, you're like, okay, I have to reverse engineer to figure out how I became consistent. It's like all of a sudden, I wake up one day, I'm consistent. I didn't realize I was consistent, right? And then I had to reverse engineer it. So I was not very systematic at that time. I should have been, but I was just kind of like poking around. In the beginning, I treated day trading as gambling. So that's another one. The third thing I wish I knew. When I first started trading, I thought trading was gambling, because all my family, all my friends, everything on TV, it looked like gambling. Everything was fucking random. If you wake up, the stock's up. You wake down, the next day is down. I was like gambling. So I always thought of it as a casino. And as such, I traded as if I was gambling. I had no process. I held on to gains way too long. It would reverse. I would lose on money. I told you guys that story many times where I had like a $20,000 account, $25,000, I forgot what it was, $28,000 account, whatever it was. I wrote it up to like almost $60,000 within like the first hour, man. And then I watched that thing go down. Added more. Basically, I wiped out my account. I went from 28,000 to 60,000 on the day, over 50,000. I was like, I remember posting this shit. I'm up a fucking BMW. I'm bragging. I'm fucking the man. And I'm like, and then all I'm thinking back in my head when I was up that much money in 1 hour. Remember, this was a long time ago, so that was a lot of fucking money to me, even today. All I was thinking was, I wish it dropped. I wish that stock had dropped, because I was not in enough. It's so obvious. I should have went all in, max margin. So I was hoping it dropped down. I didn't sell a single share. And then when it started going down, I started adding. And now I'm like, oh fuck. All of a sudden now I'm down. What do? Then it started going down more and more and more. I'm like, I'm already in too fucking deep. I was up $60,000. I was up to $60,000 in my account. And now I'm like, red? No fucking way. Add more. Try to find a different account. Try to wire more money in, where the hell it may be, right? And the moral of the story is that at the end of the day, I had to close out. My account went from $28,000 to nearly $60,000 down to $8,000. $8,000. I had no process, no risk management, no process. And so, you know, that's the thing. You process is the key, guys. In every sports, I compare a lot to golf. I compare training to golf a lot because a golfer, you notice every time he goes to the tee box, he has a routine. Some guys shake their hand, their butt, their leg. They walk around. They you know, like whatever routine they have, because it releases their anxiety. You want to do it like a reflex. So golfers been playing golf all their life, so it becomes reflexive, right? It's like an instinct. And so the same thing with trading. You have to get into the mode where it becomes instinctual. It's like a reflex to me. And so I don't even think about it. When I start, it's like this, guys. It's like when you're learning a foreign language. When you first start out foreign language, you're actually translating from that language to your native language. Okay? But over time, if you become fluent at it, you don't even think in your native language anymore. You can think in two different languages. Same thing with trading. In the beginning of trading, I'm always looking at my rules. I'm looking at what I should do, figure out where I should short it or where I should long it and where to stop. So it's more like, okay, I'm following my method. So it's not as smooth. So over time, trust me, over this, do it. The more repetition you do, the more it becomes an instinct. So I don't even think anymore. When it happens, I react. And that's how I'm able to make these trades, is my process. Because I'm doing the same process every fucking day for how many years now? And so that's what you need to know. You have to learn the process, guys. And I'm not going to talk about process too much because we talk about it pretty much every single day. And it's like a broken record I want to talk about because that's what you do, man. You have to reiterate it in your head every day. So it may seem like I'm regurgitating the same information every freaking day, but that's how you learn. So you guys out there that are starting out, every day, make some habit of. It's like, man, when you before you play a sport, you have to warm up. You know, do stretching exercises, whatever, right? Same thing with trading, man. You don't just sit down and start slamming keys. You have to go through your process, and your process warms you up. So that's what I do. I have a process that warms me up. I do the same thing every day. And when one thing gets deviated, I get really upset. Seriously, if I don't have my fucking tea ready, if the cables, if the internet cable's down, things like that, it fucks up my process. So you notice the days that you're making money are the days that everything went smoothly. There's no fucking issue. And then it's almost like boredom, guys. It's so boring. When things are clicking, it's boring. But it's good boring. It's like you're being in the Matrix. Okay? I'm just doing things and I'm like, holy shit. But the problem I have is always the anxiety of always wanting to make more. I could have made more. And there's no such thing as more, guys. You know, people say take what the market gives you. I say take what your process gives you. If you have a problem with not making enough money, don't be flexing with that particular trade. Change your process. Try to tweak it in a way that will produce more money. It's like a car engine, guys. It's like a racing engine. It's like, oh, I want to go faster. What do? You cheat. You put in more fucking rocket fuel. Do you take out your seats in the back, or do you try to refine the engine to make it as best as you can? You know, take what your process gives you. Take what the market gives you. And so every day I'm trying to refine my process. A process could be as simple as not entering a stock too early. Wait for the outer line. Or wait for one more line that you think you're an enter, but then wait, for the next one. Because it always seems like every entry I make is too early. So that's why I created a process for myself of scaling. So the first entries are small, and then, it'll get better, bigger. But so is it adding to a loss? I don't think so, because let's say I wanted 1,000 shares of BLPH, for instance, today, right? So instead of doing 1,000 at my first line, I got blown. I could do 500 and 500. So now I have 2 spots, and it should average out, okay? So I always tell people, if you pre-plan it, it's part of your plan. And you pre-plan your trades where you enter and where you exit for both a win and a loss. And if you lose, it's okay. You planned it. You completely planned it. Next time you will win. Which brings me to this guy. Okay, things I wish I knew. I wish I knew that trading was not a get-rich-quick thing. I'm watching these guys on social media with their Lambos and their nice cars and all this bullshit they have, private jets. I think if I could do that, because I'm smarter than those guys. But consistency, guys, slow and steady wins the race. Slow and steady wins the race, guys. Process, you know. I did quite well for myself over time. Like the turtle, guys. Over time. Okay, any questions? I want to bring one person in before we end this. Are we missing anything, Alex? Just making sure. Who wants to get on? Ask me anything you want. Let me see. Or I could just pick a random person. Raise your hand. Hey, Rich. Let me see. Lately. Rich finally made the jump and joined MIC after years of following me. I think he's a pilot, right? He's a pilot, so he didn't have much time to trade. Hey!
Yo!
Wait, no, oh, that's a different Rich. There's two Rich. This is the Fit King.
That's okay. Just hang up. Just hang up.
What's up, brother?
Good.
I think there was two Rich. How you doing, man?
Awesome. Today was, man, first of all, I got to thank Tom. Tom Diesel, man. He's awesome. If I have any little questions, he's always there for me, man. I love this team. You guys are fantastic, man. Thank you.
Hey, so tell the world a little bit about yourself, because you're all the way in Hong Kong, right?
Yeah, man. It's scary out here in the coronavirus land.
Oh, shit. Are you okay?
Oh, yeah, I'm good. I had to run away. I went to Thailand for a week, so that was good. No mask for a whole week.
Yeah, because Rich been following me. We've been following each other for a long time, man. And he's finally made the switch. So tell us, how has that been? Tell the people out there, because a lot of people like you yourself, right? They're busy working, they have a job, they have businesses, and they're like, dude, I don't have time for this. But then eventually you finally found time.
Yeah, you know, I've got a business that it's actually all over Asia, so I'm like super busy. But I've loved the stock market for a long time, and I joined some other services a couple years ago, and of course I lost money. But I've been following you and Alex for a real long time. I got started with you guys last year, and I didn't really have a lot of time to learn, let alone to trade. But recently I've been putting in more time, and I've been putting together a process. So there's just so much stuff to learn. So for me, I've just been focusing on exactly what you guys teach, which is, you know, what are the hot plays from the day before, what's happening today. And I can't even look at so many different stocks and stuff. So I just focus just on one. And it's been going pretty good. Yesterday I screwed up exactly what you talked about earlier today. House cleaning. I had one stock I was watching, and I forgot I had a position in it, and I was down $250, but I covered all that later on in the day. And the hard stops are awesome. I was always, from all the other people I learned, they always said, don't use hard stops, use mental stops. But everything happens so fast, you can't fix it in time, you know. So Tom,
freeze,
helped
man.
me.
Even the pros freeze. You're like, oh, the moment you freeze, you're done.
Yeah. And there's just no time to fix it. So everything started changing for me when I started, actually just yesterday, when I started fixing everything. And Tom helped me, you know, figure out how it all works, because there's so much shit to learn. Like, you never stop learning. So I fixed all of that yesterday, and then today, right away, boom, green day. So man, I'm just so grateful that I'm here learning from you guys. I'm sorry?
Tell us about your process today. Tell the world your process today. What'd you do?
So today I was watching BLPH, and I had I'm doing really small stuff, like small shares. So I allocated about 500 shares to short. Also, I watched VIVE. I located some shares to short, but my plan didn't work there. And I just followed Alex's plan, you know, wait till it gets to these certain lines, and if it hits there, short. That didn't happen over here. But on BLPH, it happened. So I used to be really long biased, and and I always lost. So when I started, then I would just switched over here, and I just started doing everything short, and I lost. So it's a balance of both, and I'm finally finding some consistency, and I'm pretty happy, man. And
That's
I'm just
good.
a student.
It's basically comes down to the process and the patience, right? You're waiting now. Before you just, I think you, as a beginner, like I used to just randomly chase stuff because I didn't know anything. But now you understand how stocks move from the line to line, so you're able to be patient enough to wait. Is that right? That's what I
Yes.
found. Yeah.
The only problem I'm having now, I had it yesterday, but I recapped everything I did. I overtraded yesterday. Like I see your charts, and they're like sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy. So I'm like, oh fuck, that's the way to do it. And I do that, and for me, it doesn't work. It's worse for you because you're a pro. I'm the new guy. So today, yesterday, I think I made like 45 or 48 trades or something like that, and it was just too much today.
That's over trading, yeah.
Yeah, so today I went back, I sat down, okay, I'm only gonna focus on one. And I did that. I did that with BLPH and VIVE. I made 12 trades, and I made 300 something bucks. And
Dude,
it's not even about the money.
that's a nice day, brother. I'm telling you, man. If you can do that every day with low stress, that's a great supplemental income. I mean, people don't understand. That's people's freaking income, man. And you're able to do that.
I'm just really happy that it's the process that you always talk about and Alice talks about every single morning. Having your plan. I have my plan every single day, and I just hope, market here for me opens at 10:30 p.m. at nighttime. Sometimes I'm not even home by 10:30, so I'm like rushing home. I want to be home by 8 so I can start preparing, and no stress. Everything's working out.
Dude,
so I'm really happy I'm here.
It may work out even better because now at midnight you go to sleep. You don't have to overtrade anymore. Get your first hour done and go to sleep.
No, I actually would love to go to sleep at midnight. Now it's 1 a.m. and I'm always waiting for either the YouTube live with Alex or your IG call.
Okay.
And now it's 1 a.m. So, but I've shut everything down, so no more trading for me. So I just love what you guys do, man. Thank you so much. I finally found somewhere where I can learn from so many people. Like the teamwork is awesome, man. Thank you.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I'm glad because man, I watched you for a long time, man. Hey, give a shout to your business. You want to promote it real quick? What are you doing over there? Yeah.
Oh, I help people.
Yeah.
I have a chain of nutrition clubs, like nutrition cafes, and we help people understand about eating healthy, losing weight, keeping fit. So I've been doing that for the last 25 years. And so I have a great residual income. I don't need to trade. I don't need the money, but I just love it. And
you can give it to me if you don't want it.
I'm sorry?
You can give it to me if you don't want it.
Sorry, what's that?
I said if you don't need it, give it to me. If you don't want it.
I donate to charity. In fact, I have these rules at my trainings. If somebody breaks any rules, I got this big can. They got to donate to charity. So
that's a good idea. That's good, man. I'm happy for you, man. I'm very happy because I've followed you for a long time too, and all I see was a little face, and then you finally exposed what you did. Yeah, that's cool. So I'm glad things are working out, man. I'm glad that you finally got time to trade because I know you liked it. You followed this stuff for a long time. Yeah. And,
actually, trading was going to be my career over 25 years ago, but I decided to do what I'm doing because I love to travel. So I came out to Asia back in 1995, and I just fell in love with the place, and I stayed here ever since. So I have family and friends all over the region now. So
yeah, man.
I'm actually shopping for a house. I'm debating whether to buy in Thailand, but everyone's telling me Vietnam. So I'm going to be going over to Vietnam here in a little while to see. Maybe I'll buy there.
You should wait for the corona to hit some more, and it'll be cheaper.
There's going to be a second wave coming because Chinese New Year's over, and they're all going back to work. So the recession's coming.
Yeah. Hey, but you can buy a Wuhan, right? Is that the place? Is it cheap there now?
Oh man,
that's so sad. Though.
I think they're giving them away now.
They're paying you to live there.
Yes.
Sad, man.
Pay me enough. Thank you so much again, man. You, Alex,
stay safe, brother.
Harry, all you guys, man. You guys are awesome. Thank you so
much.
Stay safe.
Stay safe. All right, man. See you around.
I'll see you at the. I'll see you if I don't see you on IG. I'll see you at the second annual meetup. I missed the first one, but I won't miss the second one.
All right, thanks, brother. Take care.
Thanks, bro.
Thanks, man.
Ciao.
Well, that was great. Yeah, so Rich been following. I've seen him a long time. So if you're over an age, man, he's nutritional things are great. That's what I need right now. But thanks, guys. So free Arizona meetup. Check it out on Twitter. The forums are there. I want to keep it short and sweet. And we'll see you tomorrow, guys. I'll see you back in the room.